Hi, everybody. Welcome to the full moon in Sagittarius, Gemini solar. We are gathering together to do a full moon meditation. What you are listening to is the Heart Sutra, which is a beautiful, beautiful Tibetan prayer that I will post the words to in English because it's so powerful of a prayer. Afterward, I'll post it. So I'm glad you could be here for the live version of this. It's always better if you can to be at the live version because the group energy is powerful. It always works either way, of course, so never feel like you can always watch it later on Facebook or on SoundCloud when I post it there. But there's something about that when two or more are gathered. And today is an exact time meditation. The full moon is exact in the sky today at 12:12 at noon. And so just in about 12 minutes, we're going to be in the exact full moon energy. And so it's really powerful to meditate at the exact time. It's really powerful to meditate in a group. I just did a meditation last night for Meditation Mount, and there were a few hundred people, I think 300, 400 people on the call. And so we could feel the frequency was so strong and deep. And so whenever there's a group, it amplifies what's happening, as the full moon also amplifies what's happening. So today I have in front of me not my circle of people that are normally here, but I know you're out there, and I'm so happy you're here with us in this way. And pretty soon we'll be back in 3D. But I have my full moon. This is a full moon, my crystal I use just as a piece of selenite, but I really love it. And I have from my garden today, like literally yesterday, I had this huge bloom, another bloom of my gardenias. So all this feels like my little impromptu altar that I've got going right now. And I have my candle that I'll light when we start the meditation that says, grace, 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 that Laura Love made for me, which was my solstice word a couple of years ago. And also my sister's name, who I think is here today. So I love you, Grace. Anyway, I'm so happy you're all here. There's a lot to talk about, or there's a lot of things I could talk about, I suppose. There's so much dissension and energy and crashing together of different polarizations and change that's going on and all that's going on these days. And we are here to harmonize the energies around us and within us, because that's the main thing, right? Is if you keep your own center, then the world is doing what it does, but you can hold your own center and stand still in this commotion and motion and commotion that is happening as change is trying to happen. If you've ever seen birth, which a lot of you have, I'm sure, anything birthed, from a butterfly, from a chrysalis to a baby being born, it is quite a commotion, often, of intensity and lots of concentration, right? Everything is in a hot concentration as something new is trying to emerge. And in our world, that's what's happening, is something new is trying to emerge. And it's for our good, you know. This is not something to be afraid of or to, you know, it is something to take the stress out of those so that we don't add stress to this already stressful time. If we were at a live birth, we would hold steady. We would be calm, right? Like a midwife is. They're just breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And that's sort of what we're doing with and for each other, is to inhale, exhale, exhale, and to stay steady in ourselves and to stay in that grace of the moment, no matter what the outer circumstances are. So I always talk about that in meditation, right? It doesn't matter really what's happening. Can you stay centered no matter what, right? So the changing conditions are just changing conditions, like the weather. and the weather is ever changing. Sometimes it's stormy. But it can be beautiful in its own right, right? And something good comes from it eventually. So part of this is a process, right, of change. And there's a lot of always unknown to change because we don't know how it's going to change or if we're going to like that change. But I can tell you, it will be for our greater good, whatever that is. As it bumps along, finding its way to that, just like all times in history, it is uncomfortable, right? But it is necessary for that change to happen. So be steady in your heart, be steady in yourself. And the other thing to talk about today is that this is the third of the spring festivals, and this is the release point of these last 3 full moons. So we had Aries was the kind of catching, collecting the energy that is coming in. Then Wesak for Taurus, where we kind of hold it like we're this living container. And then on Gemini, it goes whoosh. And I call that inhale, Aries, Taurus, hold, exhale, Gemini, whoosh. And that's where we are. We're allowing this light that we've been collecting over these months to be released. So it's very powerful to humanity and to all beings, right? To the whole planet, to every single being on this planet, from tree beings to mountain beings to human beings, right? We are releasing this light of a higher way into the world. I dreamed that, I told this last night, but I'll tell it again because it was so powerful for me, that I was, in my dream, I was tuning the trees. And I did it like this, right? So here's the trunk. And the way I was doing it was I was taking my hands by very softly and lightly on these great big tree trunks, right? Like the redwood trees, you know? That's what I was seeing in the dream. And I had my hands on either side and I was just going really small, subtle movements, knowing that somehow in this realigning the circles of the age of the tree within the tree, this tiny little, almost invisible motion would retune the trees to heal nature. And I feel that in these meditations, that this is what we are doing. We are attuning ourselves. We are attuning ourselves with higher self, with soul, right? So we make these little adjustments. They're not radical. They're not bend it over. They're not cut it down. They're just little subtle motions that allow more optimum alignment, right? So when we sit up straight versus laying down, for instance, in a meditation, it's a very different experience. What happens when we lie down and what happens when we sit up, and when we sit up straight, right? How that makes a difference even than hunching, but up is different than down, right? And so the energy aligning to the chakras, to your energies, sources inside your own body, are having better access, right? So they go through that center point between those two tubes, in a way, through the tubes, in a sense, of the spine that open into the chakras throughout the body, that allows that alignment to happen so that you have full access to light from the crown all the way down into the center of the earth. Right? So that's a powerful, powerful tool that we are building our muscles, energetic muscles, to allow more light. And this is the festival of light. And think of it just also in nature. We're at summer solstice in the northern hemisphere, right? So summer solstice is the light keeps increasing all the way, increasing until June 21st. So we have that longest day on June 21st. And then on June 22nd, it starts to shorten again all the way to December 21st, winter solstice, where it's the shortest light, the least light in the northern hemisphere, right? So isn't that so interesting? And so we're working like literally with light and playing with this light that is available to us at all times. And when we get constricted frustrated, angry, hurt, take it personally, guilty, I'm not doing enough, I should do more. Whatever those feelings are that we have, these creates bends in that alignment, right? The alignment that allows this light to come through the self because of words like unworthiness, right? Guilt, not good enough, not able, don't know how. So many things like this that bend that allowing of maximum light. So today what I'm hoping is that we allow maximum light, whatever that means in our bodies and in ourselves, to allow maximum light. So in a moment we're going to start in this meditation. We're going to have a few minutes of silence within it, just so you can just let yourself receive in your own space what you receive. And a lot of times what I'll tell my students in meditation is, have your journal next to you so that not while you're meditating, but when you're finished, just write down some notes. Like, what did you get from that? What did you hear? What did you realize? What did you remember, right? About self, about life, about all that is. What did you suddenly know inside your meditation? And that's a good practice to set up for yourself too, so that you can start to use, right? Because I'm all about application, application, application. The spiritual principle is all well and good, and it's in every religion and it's in every non-religion that just holds a philosophy of how to live life. It's if you use it or not, right? So it all sounds good, but do we do it? And so how do we do it is the practical application of spiritual principle. And that is what I'm about. I want to use it. So a lot of the things I offer in my meditations on SoundCloud are teachings. Almost in every single meditation, there's a teaching in there to be used, not to think about, but to actually do, speak, say, live, breathe, offer, right? They become exercises and things to think about. And what if I do it from this chakra? What if I speak from my heart? What if I think from my heart? What kinds of different thoughts come through when I am allowing these spiritual concepts to be used in my life really, right? And so that's what we're practicing. And every time we meditate, you're building a stronger muscle for the attunement to the soul. And that's what it's all about, right? We're tuning to the soul. And the soul is tuned to everything. And so the soul is in meditation deep, and we basically just meet it there in that space. So this is good. I'm going to start with a candle now. So if you have a candle, light it. And I always say, don't worry if you don't, because just do it in your mind. Light a candle in your mind so that you can just energetically, right, light that light, make a light, whether it be internal or external like this one is. And I'm putting this right next to my moon here to support it, right? These energies that are happening right now, and to support us. So when you're ready to, we're going to go into the meditation. So be comfortable. You can sit on a chair, you can sit on a couch, right? You can sit on a cushion like I am. Just whatever's the most calming and easy for your body, where you can stay in state just a little bit longer, because that's one of the practical applications that this meditation and my meditations do, is I'm creating state. And we're going to start in the heart center, which is not your physical heart, although it connects to your physical heart. It is an energetic center that connects to the physical heart, but is independent of it. And there it stands. And so we're going to start in the heart center. And just take a couple breaths here. And as you do this, I want you to feel community. All the people that are here right now, all the people that will be listening later, right? All the people that are meditating around the world right now, because it is 12:15 now, right? So there is meditations happening all over the world. And because this is such a significant full moon in Sag, Gemini solar, there are even more than usual meditating, because this is the release now of light that we've been containing and holding for these last 3 months. So it's really powerful, and you'll start to feel it. And then from your heart center, imagine that you have a flower here, and imagine this flower, like my gardenias that are here, or a rose that's there, or a lotus that's there, or a peony that's there, whatever you're imagining. Let that rose of your heart start to petal by petal by petal by petal by petal open. And feel that as what's opening it is your awareness and your breath. And so you gently breathe through your nose, allowing the flower of your heart center to open. And as you do petal, 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 it's almost like it's connecting to all the other petals of everyone else's flower in their heart. And so heart to heart to heart, flower to flower to flower, like a lei, right? Like a lei. We are connected through the heart center. And you can feel the world, all these conscious souls that are purposefully meditating right now. All these conscious souls are aligning with each other, tuning the trees, right? We're tuning the trees, except we're tuning our own energy to that higher energy. We're connecting to it this way vertically and this way horizontally with everyone else. And all the ones that are aspirational, wishing to have it in them, which is everyone, soul, everyone has a soul. It awakens in those ones that are not fully aware of that right this moment. It awakens that in them. It's like they can smell the scent of flowers. You see, it's in the air. And so in these times where there's troubling events going on and there's unknownness that is happening, this scent, in a sense, energetically, right, is wafting through the airs and bringing peace, calming down, bringing clarity, bringing awareness. And we're doing all of this through our heart center right now as you breathe gently in and out through the heart center, gathering yourself up for this meditation, being aware of all this light, all these meditators. I'm aware of so many meditators myself, so many thousands, and there's millions, right? And we, here, right now, we're holding together for the highest good, for all beings, for all beings. And so let's start in our heart chakra and just quietly inside yourself say the phrase, all blessings to all beings. And so you're already offering, right? You're already letting your bloom open. You're letting the petals unfold. All blessings to all beings. All blessings to all beings. Om, Om, Om. All blessings to all beings. And from this opening heart, from this awakening heart, we feel a line of light from the center of your flower, of the rose that's within the heart. Send a line of light to the head center, right here, the third eye. And then this is where we'll take our seat. And I always think of it like a pilot seat or a cockpit in a rocket. So I'm going up, vibrationally up, right? Because we're raising the vibration of our own consciousness, of our own bodies that have been stressed and stressed and stressed and stressed. And some of this stress is starting to fall off. Because as you start to rise energetically, it's like jettison, right? Those gas tanks and fuel tanks start to fall off the rocket as it hits through the atmosphere. It doesn't need them anymore, right? Because you're in that bigger space. And it's so beautiful, right? So we're starting to go up. And you take your seat there in the third eye, in the cave within the head. And just feel inside now, here, that there is a light within the cave center that is gently pulsing, that is gently awakened, that may have color to it. And often it's violet, but it can be other colors too. But when you're in that deep state, it tends to go violet. And just feel that awakening third eye and cave center, which is behind that, of I am consciousness. I am living consciousness. And in that awakened place, I am receptive to light. I am receptive to light. And as you say that, feel your crown chakra open, which is at the top of your head, that place where the bones close, right? When you're born, there's a little hole there, actually a little space there, and you have to be careful with newborn babies because the bones haven't closed up. But that's the crown chakra. And that is still a portal in a sense, or I think of it almost like a satellite dish that is receptive to spirit, receptive to light, receptive to energy, receptive to the divine plan, receptive to a greater consciousness, receptive to soul, all through the crown. So from your pilot seat here, feel the crown be open, and then feel the soul. Experience your own soul. And what you'll feel is love, 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 love. That's how you know you are in the presence of the soul. Love, 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 love. And then that soul connection goes all the way to Sirius and all those stations in between that sometimes we talk about, of those higher masters and teachers that have come before and have given their teachings in different ways to teach peace, to teach love, to teach creative solution, all through that crown chakra, while you remain in that pilot seat in the cave center, breathing in and out gently through that place. Feel like you could breathe right through the forehead there, allowing this light within the center of the cave to brighten, to increase. Sometimes you'll see images here. You can see teachers here. You can see masters here. You can see color. You can hear sound. You can see words. All kinds of information is in this point. And so be receptive to whatever occurs now as we start to go deeper into the meditation, as you feel that alignment that goes through the crown to the soul and beyond, through all those complexities of triangles within triangles within triangles. Think of sacred geometry, right? Triangles within triangles within triangles. They go up higher and higher and higher vibration. Meanwhile, the body is letting go of layers and layers of tension, mental tension, emotional tension, physical tension. Let it go, because this will cause constriction in that light availability. So just let it go now. Completely let your eyes be closed. Let your awareness be open. And as you become aware of the soul, just feel that love, love, love coming in to you as light, light, light. And the phrase we'll use for the silence is I am light in form. I am light in form. I am light in form. And entering that space now of the silence for a few minutes. I experience the soul as light. And I am light in form. And sensing this light flow now, receiving it, being receptive to it, gathering light. I always imagine it like snow, but it's light. And the minute it touches me, it dissolves into my cells, it dissolves into my blood, it dissolves into my mind, it dissolves into my heart, it dissolves into my bones. This snowy light. I receive the light of the soul. And you feel yourself almost like you're glowing, like you have a halo, because you do. And you're still staying in that pilot seat inside the cave center and breathing gently there. See how it's changed as you notice it again. Now what is it like? Breathing gently through this point. Maybe it's a little brighter. And then from this place, just start to send this light from here, through the ajna it's called. It's another point in front of the head, like here, and about here. I always think of a unicorn, like a little point there. And allow that light to be sending out through that. And as you do, sort of offering this light, this dissemination, right, of light, out to the world. And imagine it going in every direction, 360, up, sides, down, around, all across the planet. And just sending this gentle, gentle light. Like you don't have to push, you know. Just allow it to flow out of the radiance of your own self, of your own radiant light, right? So that radiance, anybody you think of, right? When I think of my little sister, right? It's easy. Radiance to send to my family, to my friends, to my students, to my co-meditators around the world, but all beings, all beings, all blessings to all beings. And just sending out this received light, conditioned by your own heart, by your own awareness. So it matches the energy of our world right now and the communities that are around us specifically. I'm in Los Angeles. The Carrie's in London. Right? People are in different places here. And as you let this energy go out to your world, as you understand it, it heals, it heals, it heals, and helps. So feel this glow now, this radiant glow, shining out from you that you take with you out into your day, out into your experience, out into your real life, practical application of spiritual principle, out into your real life. And love, 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 right? And some of you are aware that you're starting to come back into your bodies now more, just feeling like this re-entry, like you've changed since when we began, like there's a different you that meets you a little bit because you've been tuned, you know? You've been tuned to spirit, you've been tuned to soul. And just feeling that inside yourself. That correction, that little bit of a shift, that little tiny click, you know, just moving that little tiny motion makes a big, big difference. And you take this light out there in the world with you today and always, because you don't lose light. It just increases. Do you know that? And evolutionarily, we don't go backwards. Even if we might visit an old space, we don't go backwards. we go forward, we evolve, we are increased, our consciousness expands, and our vibration rises, and it is the nature of things. So that's a good place to end, I think, today. I'm so happy you were here for this meditation. We'll be back next month for the full moon. We'll be on July 4th, which will be perfect of a day to meditate, and we'll do it in the daytime probably again. And then it'll be interesting to have those, the celebration of the 4th of July, America's Independence Day, and all the things that are happening in America, but also around the world. There's a lot of repercussions and a lot of changes going on, and all of this will be more up by then, I'm sure. So it'll be an interesting time. So let's come together again next month, and this will be up on SoundCloud today later, and it will stay up on Facebook today if you want to watch it or share it with anyone. I hope you do. And we'll see you again next month. Thank you.
Dunga tamjera to shivra jebe nga me jebe na dembra shivra jade shera je paro to chimbe nga me ba te yanta anga te para sanga te bodhi soha shari bo chonchu semba jembo te tara shera je paro to chim samola la pranja tene chom den de tingin zin de le jin de chonchu semba jembo papa chere zi won chu la le so shi chawa jin le so re chimbo te jin no te jin chi cha chi temba jin do shera je baro to chimba samola che baja Tishi Shiba Nam Toje Soye Ramo Chom Den De Jiti Kiti Kasane Setan Demba Shata Debut Chonchu Semba Chere Se Wanchu Ton Tam Je Don Den Kote Datan Latan Medan Lama Intan Tiza Jebe Jite Iran Chom Den De Ji Sumba